Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
I feel like some of it plays into this larger story of the expectation that is what women are supposed to do, or like, why aren't you married yet? And it's like, well, first of all, like, my life is fine.
Tracee Ellis Ross is 45 and happily single. The star of ABC's Blackish opens up about her personal life for InStyle's November cover story, sharing that she's content with her life just as it is. Quote, "It's sort of fascinating to be 45 and single and childless. Happily single, I should add. Not at home crying about it. I'm very pleased with my existence these days. Have I had to learn to make friends with loneliness? Yes. I think if I were in a relationship, it would be the same." The Golden Globe winner also gets real with a mag about self-care and learning to say no. The "I woke up like this" thing? Bull. Blackish is an HD, darling. There's no Vaseline on the lenses. At 18, I might have woken up like this. At 45, I work for it. I take care of myself. And by the way, to me, self-care does not mean going to the spa. It's learning to say no. It's knowing yourself so you can make choices that are an expression of you. That's self-care. Ross also opens up to the magazine about her childhood and growing up the daughter of legendary singer Diana Ross.
It was very different being my mom's child. The attention was on her. I was an extension of someone that people loved. But finding my own take on all of that and my own version has been a really fun journey for me.
Quote, "It's a lot. It's not navigable without a parent who is choosing you over everyone else. I grew up the way Blue Ivy is growing up, although at least there wasn't social media." In 2014, Tracee opened up to ET about the confidence her famous mama instilled in her.
My mom gave me the courage to really not shy away from who I am, not shy away from what I love, not shy away from being seen. Nothing wrong with that, and sort of owning that. I have quiet and delicate and small moments too, but there's always a time for a little glitter.
Salute squad and welcome to class. How we doing today, gang? We got a good one today, guys. I don't know, for some weird reason, we just spin the wheel and we landed on these red bone light skinned dummies, yo. And today, man, I'm finna teach y'all. Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her for yourself, yo. Her mama taught her how to be a dummy, yo. Man, these women mama taught them how to be a dummy. It ain't the mamas taught us how to be weak. You know what I mean? That's no lie. But while we get strong, while we get stronger, we gonna talk about how they taught them. You know what I mean? They not only taught us how to be weak, they taught them how to be stupid. Yeah, how to be straight up
Oh,
stupid.
it's true. It's damn true.
Man, this is another one right here. Walking around here dumb. Guys, I don't walk on eggshells. You know what I mean? I'm not walking on eggshells. In fact, it's kind of ironic because I got me a light skinned red bone, right? So I know, right? These women, they got that beauty, so they never get a chance to build that character. So you know what I mean, I know, bro, the most foolish ones in the box, bro. The most foolish ones in the box, guys. So we're gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about why this gorgeous, gorgeous woman, you know what I mean, and she aging so well. She aging so well. We're gonna talk about why she is single, guys, and why a lot of women, majority of these women are just single by choice. You know what I mean? The single by choice. And what's important and what I need my fellas to pull from this, guys. What I need y'all to pull from this is a lot of you guys, y'all mess with these type women that don't know themselves, bro. And when I say they don't know themselves, is they never gained a true identity, their identity. You know what I mean? They think they supposed to live up to something or they supposed to be something outside of them. You know what I mean? So they never build their character. And see the cute ones, they never ever build that character, guys. They don't. They don't have to, because all their life they're told that they're gorgeous and they're fine and they're this and they're that. So I don't want you guys to think it's you when you be in these relationships with these women. Know what I mean? Women are single by choice, guys, because they have something in them, guys, in them that they need to fix. So yeah, it's easy to claim single by choice when you don't have the skills to work with a person. That's why everything you do when you single seems to feel so good, because you don't have the skills that it take, guys. Keep in mind, remaining single is not a crime, guys. Remaining single is not a crime. Nowhere in our basic instructions will you read that if you stay single and unmarried, that is against the word of God. It's not, guys. But also keep in mind that you know what I mean? Because people will manipulate that Bible now. Also, keep in mind, just because God love you, that don't mean he finna bless you. You know what I mean? Just because he ain't say you didn't have to do something, that don't mean you getting the blessings of the people that are gonna do something. That you gonna get the blessings of the people that are gonna build the family. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you got to watch these folks. People will manipulate you. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, the manipulation, guys, right? In the Bible, you're going to come across a story where Jeremiah, a prophet, was told not to marry. Yes, he told a man not to marry, yo. He didn't tell a woman not to marry. You know what I mean? Because for those of you that might need a refer you know what I mean, a update on what your task is as a woman, let me play that for you right now.
God then immediately turns his fury upon Eve, saying, "What is this you have done?" To which Eve replies, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Eve's reply is a little bit more honest than Adam's, for she seems to be a bit more concise in her response, simply telling God, "Yes, I was deceived, and yes, I ate the fruit." Unlike Adam, she doesn't try to throw her spouse under the bus, and appears to take responsibility for her actions, telling God exactly that which happened. He also establishes a wedge between man and serpents, saying that man will be there to crush the head of snakes, and snakes will be there to strike the heel of man. In this, the two can never truly coexist, and through this, both man and snakes become mortal enemies that will never quite see eye to eye. To Eve, God punishes her by saying, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labour you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." Here we of course learn that due to Eve's betrayal, childbirth becomes an utter ordeal. It certainly seems like an extreme punishment for having been deceived by the serpent, in that all women who follow after Eve now have to experience perhaps the greatest pain on earth in order to reproduce. Both the serpent and Adam get off relatively easy compared to Eve, whereby the serpent is cursed to merely crawl on its stomach, and that Adam is cursed to have to work for his own food. Eve is also punished in that her desires as a human are taken away from her, and she is then forced to be ruled by Adam. So not only does Eve receive the utmost agony in giving birth, but she's also pretty much denounced as a slave for Adam.
Don't click off now, sis. Don't click off now. Man gotta lead. Man gotta lead. You heard what your role is right here. Nowhere in that did he say come down here and play independent. Nowhere in that did he say come down here and follow through with the feminism. Nowhere in that. You nowhere in that. Know what I mean? You heard the man role. You heard the man task. You never hold man responsible. Man ought to work. You know what I mean? That's what we were created for. So you got to take that up with God. I told y'all real beef is with Eve and Lilith and God. You know what I mean? That's why I tell y'all guys, make time, because these chicks need to go see him. Before they could grace your presence, they need to go see him so he could explain that to them. I mean, they don't need no preacher to be the middleman. They need to go see God for themselves so he can explain that to them. Then they stop walking around here bugging the hell out, playing dumb. You know what I mean? Trying to manipulate the system. You know what I mean? and it's crazy, guys. But in any event, that's the task. So let's hear what this lady Ellis has to say about this. Anything other than that is working with the devil. Understand that. Anything other than that is you working with the devil. You know what I mean? Now again, God ain't say you had to be in a marriage. You know what I mean? Anything other than that is period. Period. How they say period. Anything other than that, you working on the other side.
Mary Richards was on TV. She was a single woman. She was a heroine, but she was a fictional character. And in 2020, I know you realize this, that a lot of single ladies point to you as an example of what being an unmarried woman could and should look like. And I imagine that's not a role that you ever thought you'd be playing.
No.
But
I, like many of us, was taught to grow up dreaming of my wedding, not of my life. And I spent many years dreaming of my wedding.
Preach to the choir.
And also waiting to be
Yeah, you heard what she said? She just told y'all what I be telling y'all. That's that Barbie doll life. That's that one Barbie doll life, guys. Without a kin. These women, I told y'all, they go through stages where they don't even care about the dude. It is never about you, bro. It's never about you. They done made their whole wedding. They got their whole wedding made up in their mind. They know what they gonna wear. They know where it's gonna be at, how it's gonna look. They know every single detail, minus exactly the man. Because the man that these type women are looking for, he God, right? He God. The man that these women paint out, their perfect dude is God. How hypocritical is that, right? How ironic is that? That the man that they paint out is God. So it can never be any one of us men, normal men, regular human men. Let me know. They be wanting God, but they don't even want to go to God. They be wanting God, but they scared to go to God, guys. They scared because they know God gonna tell them, you got to be submissive to a man. You got to be ruled by a man. And these women, they ain't going. But, you know what I mean? It ain't all her fault. It ain't all her fault. Because stupidity is learned behavior, guys. Stupidity is learned behavior. Trust and believe that. But let's hear this all the way through, guys. This shit is crazy that she think like this.
Mary Richards was on TV. She was a single woman. She was a heroine, but she was a fictional character. And in 2020, I know you realize this, that a lot of single ladies point to you as an example of what being an unmarried woman could and should look like. And I imagine that's not a role that you ever thought you'd be playing.
No.
But
I, like many of us, was taught to grow up dreaming of my wedding, not of my life. And I spent many years dreaming of my wedding.
Preach to the choir.
And also waiting to be chosen. Well, here's the thing. I'm the chooser. And
did she say she the chooser? So then how are you the prize? You see where the logic in these women get twisted? Because then you got half of them that they all identify with feminism, right? But you got half of them that think they're the prize. Then you got the other half that think they could pick. Now, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but the last time I checked, women get to pick who they want to smash, right? Women get to pick who they do this to.
You hitting from the back, beating my shit in. I asked you why I feel like that. You said feel like what? I tell you meat to meat. You said you took the rubber off. So I'm throwing it back even harder. You tell me you got the nut, so I'm throwing it back even harder. You got the one hand on the neck, one thumb in ass, hitting my shit, beating it the fuck in. Now you nut. You leave the money on the dresser for a plan B. 2 days later, you calling my phone asking me, did I?
You know what I mean, guys. Women get to do that funniness. They get to pick who they want to smash on, and but men, we get to pick who we want to marry. How y'all doing this? And then I got word that a certain organization, you know what I mean, a certain business, because you know religion is a business. You know what I mean? A certain organization where that's normal, like that's normal behavior, where the woman pick the husband. Like, how does that work? And what's crazy about that certain organization, right? The certain organization is one of them organizations that say that when a man die, he inherits 12 wives and shit. So how can that possibly be true? How can that man inherit 12 wives if in that same organization business, you know what I mean? The niggas, the women get to pick the. So you mean to tell me 12 women pick this nigga? So what happened if I walk through the village? Because Mr. Goodbread the type of nigga that he got that swag, right? I walk through the village and all 36 bitches want to pick me. Then that mean I get to have all 36 wives? Get the fuck out of here. This is what I be talking about. Don't let niggas manipulate you with this religion shit and with these scriptures. And listen. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Let's be absolutely real here, yo. How do you get the pick, man? You don't get to pick your husband. Like, come on, who taught you that? But we gonna get to that. We gonna get to the stupidity, guys. We gonna get to the real root of the matter, because I told y'all, these mothers are responsible. This is why my channel is so impactful and it's growing so fast, because I'm gonna skip the bullshit. You not gonna distract me with the bullshit, because I don't blame Miss Tracee Ellis Ross, Rose, or whatever the fuck. I don't blame her. I know who to blame, and I'ma always blame them. I'm always. Poverty is 50% circumstance, and that 50% circumstance is your mama. You know what I mean? Yo, mama, and she could do better. She could do better. Yes, the other 50% of poverty is accepting those circumstances. But as children, we deserve we deserve a head start. God damn it! And then the mothers stick their hands in their pocket and talk this. You can't always blame the parents, but come on, we did our best. We put food on the table and clothes on their back. That is not good enough, man. This woman is absolutely scared to death of commitment because of her mama. But let's continue. Let's continue. I can't believe this.
Mary Richards was on TV. She was a single woman. She was a heroine, but she was a fictional character. And in 2020, I know you realize this, that a lot of single ladies point to you as an example of what being an unmarried woman could and should look like. And I imagine that's not a role that you ever thought you'd be playing.
No.
But
I, like many of us, was taught to grow up dreaming of my wedding, not of my life. And I spent many years dreaming of my wedding.
Preach to the choir.
And also waiting to be chosen. Well, here's the thing. I'm the chooser. And I can choose to get married if I want to, but in the meantime, I am choicefully single, happily, gloriously single.
Amen.
And I do wish there were more examples. And one of the reasons I'm okay talking about it, and by the way, My Life Is Mine, that speech really was geared towards that. I was like, I at the time was 45 years old and single, and I had just pushed out my 5th kid on television.
The irony of that.
In that context, so many people ask the question, have you ever thought about having children? Like, my child gave my life meaning. I'm like, are you saying my life is not meaningful?
Yeah.
And because of the structure that we live in, it is so easy for me to feel undermined with all the accomplishment that I've had. And my accomplishments, I don't mean the whopper stuff. I mean, like, I take the garbage out before it stinks. Like, I eat food that's good for me. I get my sleep. I show up for my friends. And that makes a life very meaningful. And somehow the rug gets pulled out so quickly when people put me in the, you should be married. Why aren't you married yet? Like, what's wrong with you?
Well, I got that until my 50s, so you got a while to go.
I only have 3 years.
But people might keep asking me, and I don't mind if people keep asking me, because every time they ask me, it's an opportunity for me to change the narrative and expand the story of what we can be and who we are as women.
No, I find it interesting, though. I thought what you just said is so important for people to realize, because there are some people in here right now planning weddings and not giving enough thought to the actual marriage. And you said that you grew up being prepared, like we all were, to think about the wedding day. You already knew what you were going to wear, right?
Oh my God, I was so specific. I'm going to have to wear it to my 50th birthday.
Shit is incredible, guys. But again, guys, she said nothing wrong. But I hope she not looking for the blessings from God that the God got for the people that's creating his family. I mean, get me wrong. She gonna get her blessings because she's taking care of her temple. Know what I mean? She gonna get a blessing because she's taking care of the temple. But the blessings that he got for the people that's creating the family is different. So she ain't saying nothing wrong, and there's no crime to remain single. Keep that in mind. So those of you that just now entered the chat, that's not what we talking about. But again, we just talking about how she finna die alone. And we talking about how her mama taught her how to die alone. And I know y'all be wondering, but what about her father? Where her father at? So, I was not gonna be biased. I was gonna play her father so we can see, you know what I mean? Because remember, stupidity is learned behavior. So the first relationship you have, the relationship between you and your moms and dad, that is the relationship where you get all of those stupid traits that you enter your grown-up relationship with. You know what I mean? That's that shit right there. So we could deny, you know what I mean? But that's what it is. That's what it is, guys. But let's get to the daddy, because, I know y'all. I know my audience now. What about the daddy? What about the daddy? You know what I mean? You do know her daddy is a white bread. You know what I mean? White bread. So for those of y'all that didn't know, you know what I mean? Y'all know her mama, right? Y'all know her mama. I know y'all love these celebrities and y'all cling to these stars, but we finna destroy Diana Ross tonight. So if that's not in your book tonight, if that's not what you thought you was coming for, then you need to go, because we telling the truth. We telling the truth about the people you like to idolize, because y'all will idolize anybody but God. You know what I mean? But tonight, we destroying it. And this whole week, we finna destroy all these red bones that y'all love to idolize. So I'm on my colorism shit. You know what I mean? I'm all that. I'm all that today. I'm all that. You know what I mean? Where's that? Where the ad-lib at, man? For real, man. I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm not even playing with y'all.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yes, we not playing. Y'all sit here and y'all be holding the highest people to the utmost, and they be a piece of shit. But let's talk about a daddy for a second.
When you grow up in the shadow of one of the biggest stars of all time, it must be daunting to enter the spotlight. But Tracee Ellis Ross has carved out an impressive career all of her own. Her mom, Diana Ross, became famous as one of the Supremes before going solo. Meanwhile, Tracee found success as an actress, starring in Girlfriends and Blackish, and she also works as a producer and director. But what about the other side of Ross's family tree? In December 2020, Tracee posted a rare shot on Instagram of her father, Robert Ellis Silberstein, also known as Bob Ellis. She captioned the photo, "I miss you. Looking forward to hanging out soon." Considering that both Tracee and her mother live quite public lives, we decided to take a peek into the life of Silberstein to discover the untold truth of Tracee Ellis Ross's father. In her Instagram post, Tracee linked to Silberstein's Instagram account, where he has more than 24,000 followers. At a glance, you can tell he shares his daughter's left-leaning political views, supports Ross's career, and lives an active social life.
So you already know straight off the top, that's a simp. That's a simp. That's a simp right there, guys. That's a democrat.
A longtime music manager and executive, Silberstein was born into a well-off Jewish family of garment manufacturers in Elberon, New Jersey.
I can also do, my Jewish self.
According to a 1976 People...
Oh, you got some of that white privilege like me. You got some of that white privilege like me. Go on, girl.
cover story, he joked about his hometown. Since Bruce Springsteen, I say Asbury Park. Although he attempted to go into teaching after graduating from West Virginia University, he had a fight with the principal and instead moved to California. According to People, Silberstein is one of Hollywood's most likable and few trustable young personal managers, though when he met
Hold on, Steen. I got one question, and my chat know what I'm gonna ask. You been to any of them Puffy parties, boy? Did you go to any of them Diddy parties? Did you set any of them Diddy parties up? And I can see right now, Diana Ross, you was swirling. Go ahead, Diana. Go on, Diana. Go on, girl. You old grooming ass old woman, you. Yo, we gonna get to that, yeah. Y'all stick around and make sure y'all hit that like button. Them 3 dots. Go to the top of look to the top right. And there's 3 dots. Click in that real quick. Clicking that real quick right now, because we're going to do it today. We're going to set it on fire today. Clicking them 3 dots, and you're going to hit the like button and all that, guys. And you're going to see the description. So if you want to shop at the Mr.Goodbread store, the link to shop at the Mr.Goodbread store is there. If you got any ideas that you want to see on the t-shirt, and then you just send it, put it in the chat. I'll make the t-shirt, put it in the shop, and you already know how we do, guys.
Met Diana 6 years ago, he was just a jobless newcomer 2 months in town. He was, naturally, Diana Ross's manager back in the day. Silberstein later began investing in real estate and, in addition to Diana, has managed such musicians as Chaka Khan, Meatloaf, and Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones. When Silberstein first met his future wife, Diana Ross, in the late 1960s, she was already a superstar. As noted by People, he had just arrived in town and was unemployed. However, when she asked for his help while at a store gift shopping for her then partner, legendary Motown founder Berry Gordy, Diana was instantly smitten. Describing him to People, Diana said, "Silberstein is a rare thing, a gentleman who is young."
Wait a minute. So she was married to Berry Gordy to get on. And then while she was married to Berry Gordy, she was smitten for. Let me hear that back, because I don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth. Let me play that back. That's why we got the playback. This is a reaction channel, y'all. Hold on, because I want to make sure, you know what I mean? Because this is what we do.
Silberstein first met his future wife, Diana Ross, in the late 1960s, she was already a superstar. As noted by People, he had just arrived in town and was unemployed. However, when she asked for his help while at a store gift shopping for her then partner, legendary Motown founder Berry Gordy, Diana was instantly smitten. Describing him to People, Diana said, "Silberstein is a rare thing, a gentleman who is young, alive, and very handsome. All the fantasy things you think of in a husband." The two casually dated for a year and a half until Silberstein gave her some red pajamas to match a pair of his own. The pajamas were a sign, and as Diana revealed to People, it was the first time we realized we were a couple. Silberstein had already begun.
Y'all niggas out here flying chicks out, taking chicks to $2,000 dinners and shit. And this nigga got Diana Ross with some pajamas, with some red pajamas. Y'all niggas is dumb, bro. Y'all niggas stupid. Oh my God, I don't understand, yo.
Will you please stop balling up and folding up and so we can't even figure out what it is? It's going to be $1 just laid out in there. It's all right. It won't hurt our feelings. We had to go to Family Dollar and buy iron. To iron out all the dollars because we can't even tell what they are. I work in the trustee ministry and we're trying to go to Golden Corral too. By the time we iron out all the dollars, everything is closed. And we don't even cook on Sunday no more. So just lay it in the plate. It's still going to be $1. Amen? Come on, y'all. Let's just get along. Come on. Help us out. Because we ushers. We ushers. Amen? We're here to serve you. And no.
Yo, sis, of course they gonna say partner to make it sound good. Like, you know what I mean? You know, people don't like it. Hoes don't like to be called hoes. Bitches don't like to be called bitches. It just triggers them. You know what I mean? So, of course, they like to water the thing down and shit. You know what I mean? But we know that was her baby daddy. You know what I mean? Yeah, they said partner, but that's her baby daddy. Like, the work, you see, you can't tell anybody something when the actions show what it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we said partner, but the action is baby daddy. You know what I mean? Come on, you critical think. We critical think over here, lady. Come on now.
begun managing Diana's career when the two married in 1971. By the time they said their vows, there were 3 in the relationship, as Diana was 2 months pregnant with a daughter. Rhonda Suzanne Silberstein was born in August 1971, and her biological father was actually Diana's ex, Barry Gordy. Silberstein adopted the baby, giving her his last name, and Rhonda grew up thinking he was her biological father until age 13.
What? What the? Wait a
For
minute.
every man, there's a woman. And for every dummy, there's a dummy.
Silberstein adopted the baby, giving her his last name, and Rhonda grew up thinking he was her biological father until age 13. The newlyweds went on to have 2 more girls, Tracee, who was born in 1972, and Chudney Ross, born in 1975. People reported in 1976 they share a sleekly modern mansion Diana bought in Beverly Hills, equipped with a cook, an English secretary, a yardman, a housekeeper, a nanny, Diana's 20-year-old brother, Chico, and her nephew, Tommy, 7. Sadly, things weren't meant to be, as Diana and Silberstein divorced in 1977. However, they stayed amicable, and he told People in 1984, "Our separation is almost too good to believe, like brother and sister. We have a very casual approach. The kids will come over, or I'll wander over to Diana's for dinner." Diana went on to date Kiss rocker Gene Simmons before marrying Arness Jr., a Norwegian businessman, in 1986. Together, they had
Yo, man, I'm learning. I learn something every day, bro. Every day, yo. Yo, see what I mean, bro? See what I mean? And niggas be walking around here talking about, I grew up rough. When you say you grew up rough, who you talking about? You know what I mean? But then on the same, and with the same mouth, niggas would be like, because I had a great mama. Sit down. Sit all the way down. Sit all the way down. You know what I mean? God damn it, yo. She taught her daughter how to be a dummy, bro.
2 boys, Ross Ness and Evan Ross, before ultimately divorcing in 2000. Tracee and her dad remain super close and share more than just genetics. The Blackish star told People in 2014, "My sense of humor, my silly personality, and my nose are all Bob Ellis. I'm very much my father's daughter." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nikki.
Man, yo. Whew. And we only cracked the surface, y'all. Did y'all go do that for me? Did y'all make sure y'all hit that like button? It's them 3 dots up there, man. Stop playing, man. I mean, shit. Man, listen, I could be peddling this money bowl. I could be peddling the money bowl, but I wouldn't do that, guys. But woo, now we see why she is the way she is, right? We get a little glimpse on why Tracee Ellis just would rather sit there and tempt us, right? Sit there and tempt us, but she ain't trying to jump in the pool, guys. She's scared to death because what her mother been through, guys. All right? What her mother been through. Now let's talk about the moms, because y'all know y'all asked for the dad. So right, y'all. So I wasn't biased. I played the dad first. Know what I mean? Now let's talk about the mama. Y'all. Oh man. Yeah, man. Did y'all know? You know what's sad about it? Because Puff Daddy going down for this shit right now. But back in the days, guys, do you know these women are predators, bro? That's all I'm gonna say, man. These women are fucking predators, bro. And Diana Ross, yo, did y'all know Diana Ross had a love triangle with Cher and Michael Jackson? Do you know these bitches was fighting over Young Mike? They done ushered my boy Young Mike. Young Mike was the first Usher. You saw what they did to they done ruined Usher. Diddy ruined Usher, y'all. But this Diana Ross chick ruined. Let's get it, man. We ain't gonna talk no more. We gonna get it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all hit that like button. We talking truth today. We digging in the closet today, because Diana Ross, they be praising this woman, bro. They be praising this woman, man. And she be grooming kids, bro. These women is predators, yo. And they taught their daughters how to be dumb, yo. And that shit crazy to me.
You wasn't hate when the motherfucker was living, goddammit. Now the motherfucker dead. Fuck this son of a bitch. Fuck him, goddammit, and fuck anybody with his ass. Yeah. Y'all know the motherfucker ain't no good. You want look. All you motherfuckers been snitching for him and shit. Now you standing up in here and goddamn it talking about preach it, preacher, preach it, preacher. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that. I'm gonna shoot your ass too, motherfucker. Keep on. You gonna get shot too, nigga. You gonna get shot. God bless the fool, goddammit. God bless the fool. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna end this goddamn thing. Look, where's that goddamn money bowl at? Who got that money bowl? We taking that money right now before you leave this bitch. We ain't leaving out here for free, motherfucker.
That's Diana Ross on the stage right there, y'all humping and jumping and shit. That's her. That's her right there, brother. That's Young Mike.
Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give. I'll survive, I will survive. I'm good to you, make it over. After I've been sweet to love, no, you just have to wait. She said, trust me, no matter how long it takes. Every time I create a positive thought in my mind, also I create a negative thought. It's just like, I'm going to be very successful. My mind said, oh, no, you're not. So since I create positive and negative, it's which one I give the most attention that is powerful. When I think positive constantly, it's very powerful and it controls me. If I think negative all the time, it's going to control me too.
Hey friend, welcome to my channel, Karina Lude, where we deep dive and break down the most iconic stars in history.
And salute to Karina Lou. Salute to the sister. Because, you know, if I would have did it, y'all would have been, oh, he bashing women. So it's great to have a sister break down the absolute truth. Let's go.
If you're not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so and turn on your notifications so you never miss an upload. Today we are talking about the icon, the legend, Diana Ross, okay? She has won several major awards, including a Golden Globe, a Tony, and several American Music Awards. Ross was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988 as part of the Supremes, and Ross was crowned Female Entertainer of the Century by Billboard in 1976, in addition to being a member of the Supremes and solo artist. Ross is one of the few people to have 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but she is surrounded by a lot of scandals. So we're going to get into some things from her love triangle with Cher. All that went back and forth with her and Michael Jackson, and how Michael Jackson wrote Dirty Diana for her, but had to revise it and make it less sinister, because Michael Jackson really wrote it as a revenge song, and it was originally very, very intense. And Quincy Jones.
Oh, that's nasty work already, y'all. But y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, support the channel, like, share. Let me share the live. We need to get this information out here. Make sure you're not laying down with somebody that's programmed like this, because the moms is programming them, yo. Some of y'all need to pack that chick up and send her back to her moms, bro. She get all the information from her moms, bro.
Had him like rewrite it a little bit because it was just too much and they didn't want Michael Jackson to get canceled, but it was his revenge song. Tune in because we're going to get into all of that, but let's first start with her childhood, and then we're going to get into her career, then the Supremes, and so on and so forth. So Diana Ross was born in Detroit, Michigan on March 26, 1944. Her mother intended to name her Diane, but wrote Diana on a birth certificate instead. Ross' mother became gravely ill with tuberculosis when
The stupidity begins, and the stupidity begins from the birth certificate on down, yo. You heard that? Just already, the stupidity begins. This is learned behavior, guys.
But it was his revenge song. Tune in because we're going to get into all of that. But let's first start with her childhood, and then we're going to get into her career, then the Supremes, and so on and so forth. So Diana Ross was born in Detroit, Michigan on March 26, 1944. Her mother intended to name her Diane, but wrote Diana on a birth certificate instead. Ross' mother became gravely ill with tuberculosis when Ross was 7 years old. Ross' parents sent her and her siblings to Bessemer, Alabama to live with their grandparents, and her family moved back to Detroit after their mother's health improved. A year after her 14th birthday, In 1958, she and her family moved to St. Antoine Street in the Brewster Douglas housing projects, a neighborhood primarily inhabited by the city's low-income population. With the goal of becoming a fashion designer, Ross enrolled in classes like clothing design, dressmaking, pattern making, and tailoring at Cass Technical High School, a four-year college and preparatory magnet school in downtown Detroit. And we see how fashionable she is. She is a fashion icon, a legend in that, right? And so I can really tell that she was into fashion. Not only did she join.
That's a fact. That's all she taught her daughter. All she taught her daughter is how to look good. If you notice, that's one thing Tracee got. Tracee got cheeks and she got good pictures. She is very photogenic. Her daughter she could take a great picture. She can't keep a relationship to save her life, but she take great pictures, guys. Great motherfucking. But she got a great body for fucking going on 50. God damn it. Sheesh.
Joined the school swim team, but she also took evening and weekend classes in modeling and cosmetology. Ross was the first African American bus girl for Hudson Stores in 1960s downtown Detroit. She did her neighbor's hair as a side gig to supplement her income, and it was in January of 1962 that Ross received her Class Tech diploma. Diana Ross started singing with friends when she was a teenager, and the group they formed, the Supremes, had hits.
Bless one. I'm gonna answer this one, but I'm gonna save it to the end. To the end, then I'm gonna answer the questions. But this one I gotta answer. But you, bless one, you do understand that the dude that you're not wrong, right? When you say stuff like that, you're not wrong. But you're going off of old rhetoric. The dudes you're talking about, you don't even date. The dudes you're talking about, the dudes that you're absolutely spot on, they're your dad's age. They're your father's age. We're talking about the men nowadays, and we're tired of getting taxed for the things those simp boomers did. You're talking about the boomer story. You know what I mean? Come on, you got to come up to date now with your narrative and your information. The guys nowadays, right, have done the work. And we've gotten rid of all of that shit. The shit that you want to run to, we don't believe that no more because we've seen that in 2024, that's not true anymore. Yes, that was the time, right? That was the time. That's why you don't have a dad, I don't have a dad. But nowadays, my little man, he has a dad. Now, I mean, the next man, he's taking care of his child. So you got to keep up to date with the information that you intake. You can't stay back in the past. You can't, and that's the problem. That's just like her right now. That's just like Tracee. Tracee is still reaching for old data. You know what I mean? So she's not allowing herself to be vulnerable. And in the process, she's scaring higher options away. And what's gonna happen is she's gonna become a high value side chick. You know what I mean? She's gonna be a side chick to a rich nigga because it's gonna be being that she's a celebrity child, right? It's gonna be impossible for her to lower her standards. And her prince and her knight in shining armor, she gotta lower her standards for him. And until she lower her standards, she's not gonna find him. The men she want, the men that she around that got money, they also have family. So she's in a neighborhood where men that have money that's on her level, but they have their family already. They're taking care of somebody. So now she can be their side chick, and that's it. And that's the problem with a lot of these women that have money. That's the problem with a lot of the sisters that have money. They don't understand that. You know what I mean? They don't understand that. You're gonna be a side chick to an alpha male. Period. You know what I mean? But I'll get to more of your questions at the end.
Like Come See About Me and You Can't Hurry Love. I love You Can't Hurry Love. Let's talk about the Supremes though. The Supremes made 12 of their singles #1 hits, okay? Making them the American music group with the most Billboard chart toppers in history. In his book, J. Randy Tara Borelli, author of the unauthorized bio, I must say that it was unauthorized, so take everything with a grain of salt, but he titled his book Call Her Miss Ross. He tells how the often ill-tempered Ross.
Oh, real quick, just because I'm tempted and you're a New Yorker, sis. So you see how you say Black men in New York stay in the subway smoking and selling weed. They do nothing all day long. You see that, right? But guess what black men see? Black men see the double the amount of men you see in the subway. I see double that in women selling coochie. The amount of women that sells coochie in New York City, right? And guess what? They don't stand in the subway, right? They're online. So as soon as I open my phone, they're there. They're there. New York, New York, big city in dreams.
Ross hated fellow Supremes Mary Wilson and Florence Ballard. Ross, as the most influential member of the Supremes and later as a solo artist, once demanded unbelievable things from her
all of
team,
them.
promoters, and fans.
You know, rumors about Diana Ross's relationship with the Supremes are, I mean, they're legendary. We've heard stories that Diana would make the other Supremes change gowns at the last minute.
I never heard that before.
I heard forcing them to perform in mismatched nail polish.
He said, and I quote, "She would demand that people call her Miss Ross and that everybody diverted their eyes from her when she entered a room. She would insist her dressing rooms have the same color scheme as the color of her eyes. One year she had 40 secretaries attending to her. The fact that Gordy had romantic feelings for Ross also accounted for his prioritization of Ross over the other band members. As Gordy himself admitted, saying, I was madly in love with Diana Ross. She was the big star of my life." End quote. Naturally, Gordy did everything in his power to make sure Ross could be the big star of the music industry too. They eventually started dating, and Ross' position as the band's frontman was strengthened as a result. So she had leverage over the other girls, you know? However, it's unclear whether her motivation was purely egotistical or whether she genuinely hopes to improve her standing in the entertainment industry. So bandmate Mary Wilson saw it clearly, calling Ross a spoiled brat. So the clue is out there for everyone that basically she was with Gordy, according to these articles and members, to further her career. As Wilson later said in an interview, and I
All right. So, Bless One, do you hear that? Are you listening to the facts, Bless One? Don't come in here. Don't come in here with a fixed mindset. Come in here to enjoy the content and learn something and take something from the content and go the other way from what you just saw. Don't feel offended that we're highlighting bad behavior from black women. You are not the spokesperson for black women, all right? So stop it. And you're not at a channel of dudes that inspired to hate women. The dudes that's at this channel are creators. We create stuff. You know what I mean? We contributors. Understand that. We are an intimate, tight niche of people. This the righteous sphere you entered. I don't know what channels you go through throughout the day, but that's not this channel though, ma'am. So please don't bring that energy. You sound like you depressed. You sound like a battered chick. Stay away from bad men. Do you want me to tell you? Like it's simple. It's common sense. Stay away from bad men, yo. Like what the fuck, yo? You know what I mean? Us men, we don't be around bad women. You know what I mean? We just see the dumb shit bad women do. So what are you talking about? What the fuck is you doing? Now, I mean, calm down and save your questions for the end. For I tell my guys to block you, cause you fucking up the stream now, sis. You making it a lunchroom, boys versus girls, and that's not what this is about. You distracting your own self. You're blocking your blessing, bless one. You're blocking it because you're so worried to get your point of what you got inside you, which is wrong, false, and you blocking it. Like you trying to get that shit out, and you missing the good stuff. You missing the good stuff.
quote, "The higher we ascended, the more Diane wanted for herself. She began dating Barry, and whenever she was unhappy about something, she would let him know, kind of like sicking him on the other girls." Oof, end quote. Wilson went on to describe Ross' little tricks of doing something different from the rest of the band to make herself.
I'm scared. I just want to be by myself. You do not have to be scared. You can count on all of us.
Stand out, such as wearing a different costume for a show, stretching her arms out during performance to obscure the view of the other members. Despite their apparent insignificance, these actions were the first to drive a wedge between Ross and the rest of the band. Gordy's obvious favoritism.
So she was being mingy, yo. She was doing the typical black girl shit, yo. She was sabotaging the crew, bro. She was made to go dolo. She should have never been in the crew to begin with.
towards Ross was a major factor in the execution of the entire operation. He had this to say. He said, "It was perhaps favoritism because Diana was a favorite of mine, but she had the talent to justify that favoritism." End quote. So there was no denying it. He was front street about it, guys. Comment below, how do you guys feel about that? I don't like to hear that, but you know. Ross went solo in 1969 and her solo singles Ain't No Mountain High Enough, I Love That, and Love Hangover went to #1. I want you guys to comment below your favorite Diana Ross song. I love Missing You. Definitely, that's my favorite. It's so nostalgic every time I hear it. She also starred in the films Mahogany and Lady Sings the Blues, for which she was nominated for an Academy Award. And according to her autobiography, Secrets of a Sparrow, Ross suffered from anorexia, eating problems, after being driven so hard by Gordy that she developed anxiety. Like, he really wanted her to be a huge star.
But that was a very stressful time. I mean, there were periods where you weren't eating and you were getting too thin.
And I can think about it when I see the photographs of me in the early. I was real tense. My shoulders are really, really high. I was really thin. And I think the pressure, it all happened for us so very fast. It's like all of a sudden we were just traveling and working. There was no lessons as to how to cope with the fast pace of having a successful career.
As a result of exhaustion, Ross passed out during a performance in Boston, Massachusetts in 1967. According to J. Randy Taraborelli, Diana Ross, a biography, Ross was down to just 93 pounds at the time. Ross wrote about her weight issues in her 1993 memoir, Secrets of a Sparrow, saying, "Sometimes the stress got so bad I couldn't eat," she recalled. "I just couldn't swallow anything. I'd put food in my mouth, but my jaws would clamp together and I couldn't chew. It got so bad that I couldn't even tolerate the smell of food. It was too pungent for me. Perhaps it was a form of anorexia. I was becoming skin and bones. Although the Supremes were at the top, I felt as if I was sitting at the bottom of a deep, dark pit." End quote. Gordy said the pair split because he was more in love with her becoming the biggest star in the world, adding, "I said, if this is going to get in the way, we can't do it." Can you imagine your man breaking up with you because he wants to put your career first over your love? I don't know. InStyle says that Diana Ross and Berry Gordy slept together in late 1970 after their first breakup. Ross got married to music executive Robert Ellis Silverstein about a month or two after they met. 7 months later, Ross had...
Now, if that's not some bullshit, I don't know what is, yo. A month. Now, that is CC riding right there. That's 304. Next stop?
had a daughter named Rhonda, who is thought to be Silverstein's daughter. Ross and Gordy knew the truth because Silverstein was white and Rhonda looked a lot like Gordy. And Gordy said, "We didn't know it was mine when she had the baby." And this was in an interview he had with Barbara Walters. He continued saying, "But Diana and I talked about it and we came to the conclusion that it was in fact my child." End quote. Let's talk about her and Michael Jackson, which is actually, this one really broke my heart for Michael. Michael. Yeah, a video is coming for him too, guys. Just wait on it. So Ross was credited.
Yo, truthfully, Michael had no friends but Elizabeth. Yo, Elizabeth is his only friend, bro. Everybody else try to take advantage of this dude, bro. That's fucked up, yo. Salute to Mike, yo. MJ, the greatest, bro, of all time, bro.
Credited with discovering the Jackson 5s, but in reality, she was just an accomplice in Motown's grand scheme to promote the Jackson 5. So their first album was introduced to the world as Diana Ross Presents the Jackson 5. In reality, the Jacksons were found by Bobby Taylor, a producer at Motown, and despite this, Ross took on the role with gusto, eventually becoming close friends and even a mother figure to Michael Jackson. And let me tell you, she watched him grow up. Like, this is in my opinion, I'm not, before we get too deep, I'm saying this so as I continue with the video, you guys can keep that in mind and comment your thoughts below. I don't know why no one ever spoke about the increased age difference and why I saw many articles.
You know why? You know exactly why. Because our society set up to give women a pass, bro. Our society set up to where women can be predatory all they want. Look at the chick Drea, yo. Look at her. And as soon as a dude say, "Yo, I want to date a woman that's younger than me," it's a problem. It's up for these chicks. But they hold the whole this, and this is back in the days, guys. This, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't changed. You see, why don't we let's talk about this. Let's talk about, y'all like to talk about the boomer dads and shit. Let's talk about the moms from this era, like the mothers from this era. This lady right here, she a full-blown groomer. She groomed Michael Jackson, allegedly. Allegedly. Y'all gonna see.
Articles made Michael Jackson's mom appear bitter and mean, but there was a lot of older women in the industry that I feel really did take advantage of Michael when he was not of age. Okay?
Right.
It wasn't, this is
Let's
not just
go.
for Diana. I'm talking about there was a lot of older women. And as we do their videos, we're going to get into that because he wasn't even of age. Imagine when the Jackson 5, when Diana presented the Jackson 5, Michael was not, he was 9 years old. Okay? To the point.
And they run around here talking about Jay-Z and P. Diddy, and these bitches was doing this shit for years, yo.
Demon came with his penis and put it in my mouth. And then he came again and he slept with me last week, and I told the pastor that I need deliverance again. And since then my private part has been itching.
It's been itching?
Yes.
Okay. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Demon came.
Where he called her mother. Just keep that in mind as we go. When they first met, Michael wrote in his autobiography, they met at the age of 9.
I wasn't introducing you, Michael. You were? Well, who else do you think makes the stage come to real life besides me and Ed Sullivan?
I just want to, because that was what got me as everybody was writing their think pieces. I was like, but you guys are glossing over the most, shocking part to me. So keep that in mind as we talk. I wonder why they focused on Michael's life the way they did with, the later part of his life, but not the earlier with how, the media almost glamorized a lot of these older women.
Ain't it weird, yo? Ain't it weird how Diddy gave Usher herpes and then they groomed Usher from young and he got herpes, and now look, Mike and Janet got herpes, like, because of these groomers, yo. These goddamn groomers, these sexual deviants, yo. These sexual deviants. And they come in all shades, all colors, all sizes, all genders, yo. That's a goddamn shame, yo.
Starting relationships with him, but let's talk about it. So Michael Jackson's one true love was Diana Ross, who was 14 years his senior. She was more than just a mother to him. She was also his lover and best friend. He could never catch her, the one he had always longed for. Michael Jackson adored Diana to the point of obsession. He was crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. He had a large room filled with photos, pictures, and paintings of Diana Ross, and thousands of candles burning for her 24/7. But Diana is the only woman he's done this for. There's no, nothing else that states he's done this.
Yo, now y'all
Meet the
see
Commerce B2B
why I
edition.
say, you see why the title is the title tonight, guys. They done taught their kids how to die alone, bro. Look at the wickedness that's inherited in this generational curse right here. Now you see why? Do you see why her daughter, Tracee, will just not, I'd rather not deal. She just would rather not deal with relationships, period. Like, and it ain't got shit to do with a man. It ain't got shit to do with a man.
And in 1969, Michael began his relationship with Diana, and they lived together for a full year before Michael's family made the permanent move from Gary, Indiana to Encino, California in 1971. He referred to Diana as both his mama and girlfriend. This is from his own mouth, guys, from his own mouth. This is also what Michael's mom said, and I quote, "When Diana Ross was named to play Dorothy, Michael had further incentive to land a role in the movie. He's been in love with her ever since he and his brothers had been her house guest."
Absolutely, KDH. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. And they made him edit they made him edit the song because Quincy Jones was trying to he was managing both of them. So he couldn't come out. But I'm gonna get my hands on that unedited version. Mr. Approach, please get me that unedited version. I know it's out there. It gotta be out there. The internet is undefeated. But I want that. I want that. But he had to edit Dirty Diana. But Dirty Diana definitely about Diana Ross, bro. And it got more to do with that love triangle with her, him, and Cher. Let's get it, guys. Hit that like button, y'all.
You're not pretty until you start looking like Diana, he would tease LaToya and Janet. Diana Ross was Michael Jackson's inspiration. He even started to look like her in his later life. It's like he was modeling his face after her, in my opinion, okay? She was the ideal woman.
That's a spooky picture right there. He damn sure do look like her right there. They look alike. They look like brothers and sisters right there. Mother and son. Look, they God damn it, yo. These freaks. They freaks, I tell you, bro.
And in his eyes, and to him, a beautiful woman had to be just like Diana. They were like mother and son at work, and he looked up to her. It was his intention to propose to her, and they were allegedly twice engaged. She called off the arrangements twice. A career-ending move would have been to marry Michael Jackson, who was 14.5 years her junior. So J.
Wow.
Randy Terra Borelli had this to say, saying, Diana Ross, while filming The Wiz, was asked to Michael Jackson's apartment in New York and stayed the night. One of Diana's assistants said he had been trying to get hold of both of them all morning as they were late for.
Yo, that's sex trafficking. She sex trafficked Mike, bro. She sex trafficked Mike, bro. Wow, bro. Did y'all know that? We on it today. We on it. It's a listen. We red bone purging all week long, bro. We started with Savannah.
For filming. He said that he eventually got hold of them on the phone and was surprised to find they were in his apartment and that she had apparently spent the night there. Later on during the shoot, Diana was apparently overheard talking to some girlfriends of hers and said to one of them, well, I'll tell you one thing, Michael definitely isn't gay. When this assistant asked Michael if anything had happened between them, Michael said, you have to ask her that. It's no secret that Dirty Diana is all about Diana Ross. It seemed like his dreams were coming true when she said she wanted to marry him. So in the mid 1980s, she said yes to his proposal of marriage and accepted, a ring. She wears it to the Motown 25th anniversary show and the American Music Awards in 19.
Truth for proof. Hit that like button. Y'all see it. Y'all see that ring. Y'all see that ring on her hand. Now y'all can go back. You know what I mean? It's on the internet, yo. We got access to the information that we didn't have access to before, yo. Thank you, internet.
1984, where it can be seen prominently. To prove it, she gave him her first kiss on the mouth at the AMAs while holding his face in her hands to display the engagement ring to.
And everybody sat there and thought this was so adorable. That's some real bullshit, y'all. That's some real bull. Our society, our American culture, throw the whole shit in the garbage, y'all. Throw the whole shit in the garbage. Fake is not the new real to us good breads, bro. Fake is not gonna be the new real. Get the fuck out of here. On national TV, get the fuck out of here, bro.
The world. They allegedly told his mother together after Diana tested the waters to see how the public would react. So a tantrum was thrown by the mother, Katherine Jackson, which I don't blame her, in my opinion.
Exactly.
In her opinion, Diana was too old for her son, and she even accused her of staining him. She contacted the media and informed the press. The press began hounding and following Diana. They joked about her age and referred to her as a cradle robber and other derogatory terms. Due to the overwhelming amount of pressure Diana was under, she abandoned Michael Jackson to be with Ernie Naez. Because of his intense rage and sadness, he dedicated a large number of songs to her. So a lot of Michael's songs were about her. He eventually stopped crying.
All right, and there you go. There you go. Dirty Diana was made because the bitch jumped off the CC. She didn't stick to the script. You didn't stick to the script. She didn't stick to the script. Mike was in his feelings, as he should be, because he was too young, groomed him from too young. You know what I mean? He ain't learned himself. And remember, I told you, if you let a female learn you before you learn yourself, they gonna use you. And he felt used, and there the song was created, guys. That is the truth for proof, man. I ain't got no reason to lie. I'm not a hater. Remember, I got every single thing. You know what I mean, guys? True story. We not hating over here. We just bringing awareness, you know what I mean? I don't want y'all to fall. I don't want my young ladies to fall into the same traps that these older dumb bitches done fell into, and now they trying to justify the shit with stupid sayings and stupid logic. Like, no, 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 no. Tell the young ladies the truth, the absolute truth, boy.
Crying though and became enraged. He had spent millions to give her everything she could have ever wanted. For years, he tried to propose to her, but to no avail. The title he penned about Diana, titled Dirty Diana, was derogatory and written with malice. And a lot.
Ooh, man, we got our first super chat of the evening. Tanya, Miss Freeman, what do you want me to play? Are you new to the channel? Cause I normally give, I normally play one of my ad libs. You know what I mean for the super chat. So whichever ad lib you want me to play, I'll play. And if you want, I'll pick one for myself. But definitely, yo, definitely, this is good. This is good. We rolling with this one.
Lot more bad stuff happened at first. Michael Jackson, however, wrote the song as an act of vengeance against her for breaking his heart. He meant it when he said she likes the boys in the bands. Diana had flings with musicians like Lionel Richie, Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, and Jen Simmons of Kiss, which she later had an.
All right, guys. So I get the pick. So I'm gonna pick this one, but you don't be no stranger. Hit the subscribe button and start to learn the different ad libs that we play. So when you super chat or when you donate, you know what I mean, you could pick whichever one you pay. So I'm gonna play one, you know what I mean? And ladies, to keep in mind, ladies, while I always put the fire under the mom's feet. Because at the end of the day, the moms have the ultimate and the final decision.
Have a woman to woman mother moment with you. At the end of the day, women have the choice. I don't care if you were after him, he was after you, it doesn't matter. He can't come in unless you open the door, right?
Wide open.
Facts. So even if you trying to elevate in your career, don't use babies as a way to elevate in your career because the baby you can't get rid of. The baby stay forever. You know what I mean? Whether you elevate or not, you can't get rid of the baby. You know what I mean? You got to raise that baby.
Affair with Gene Simmons. We're going to talk about it while she was supposed to be dating Michael. And when she slept with Gene and mentioned Michael Jackson's by name, she started a lifelong feud between him and Gene. Gene dated her for 2 years, and that was Cher's man. We're going to get into it, but that's part, according to Michael, one of the reasons they broke up. Since Gene held Michael Jackson responsible, their relationship deteriorated into permanent hostility. Michael Jackson said that Diana Ross would come to him and say, "Just make me a star." Michael Jackson believed that she only cared about her career and wealth to the detriment of her relationship with the man who adored her. He described how she acted whenever he made a concerted effort to move on from her and date someone else. She'd appear out of nowhere, become jealous, and try to cling to him. And he would always go back. Diana went and sat in his lap and took up all of his time and attention when he had the publicity date with Madonna. And after Diana's marriage, when he was obviously very upset by it, Elizabeth Taylor came on stage to give him moral support. So Diana saw that and, got instantly jealous. Diana was on stage flirting with Lionel Richie when Liz came up to hold, Michael Jackson's hands. So Diana rushed over and grabbed him. I was watching a documentary and doing.
Yo, shit crazy, guys. Remember, this is all on YouTube. You could go see. I know how y'all is. I know how my folks is. I know how my peoples is. Y'all niggas just funny style with it. But go see for yourself. Go see for yourself. This is why her daughter absolutely frightened of commitment, bro. It ain't got shit to do with a man, bro. And this is why she's the poster child to single women. She get on these platforms and she promote women to be liberal and single and that's cool. It is nothing wrong with that. Staying single mean you don't inherit anybody bad karma, anybody's bad blessing. You know what I mean? You can stay single. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Nothing. Understand, it's not natural. You're gonna be fucking somebody. You're gonna be fucking somebody, you know what I mean? Just use protection. Because it's not natural. It's not normal for a man or woman to not need companionship. That's not normal. God didn't create people like that. Now, I mean, yes, people might have been manipulated and learned behavior is learned behavior and manipulated to believe they don't need it, but that's not normal. Meaning you got to go fix that, man or woman. Cause you got some men, right? Hold on, cause I ain't give no smoke to the men tonight. And you know, this is self-improvement channel and we can take it on the chin. We got some men that need to fix their whole swag too. You know what I mean? They need to fix their whole swag too.
In this part, I went to go look through the comments on YouTube, and someone commented that Diana rushed on stage to get the attention from Liz Taylor because she was like, no, this is my young man. Get your own young man. You guys comment your thoughts. I'm not going to give an opinion on that. That's exactly what he was alluding to when he said that she wouldn't commit to anything with him, but she'd come along and ruin all of his relationships with women, whether romantic or platonic. It's like,
that's the Lilith spirit, guys. Remember, Lilith ran from the garden and then came back when she saw Eve was created, and then she convinced Eve to be a dummy. And then Eve got kicked out. That's the whole reason why we here. We here because of a woman, guys. Let's not, ladies, that's why I say y'all beef not with men. Y'all need to start checking the woman. Why do y'all get on here and try to deny what we have to say as men when y'all beef is with women? Women came in that garden. A woman who was in that garden knew everything about that garden, was eating apples in that garden too. You know what I mean? She knew what it was. She came in there and convinced y'all to be a dummy. She convinced y'all that feminism and options and y'all the prize. When that's a lie, bro. That's a lie. Come on, reminder.
God then immediately turns his fury upon Eve, saying, "What is this you have done?" To which Eve replies, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." Eve's reply is a little bit more honest than Adam's, for she seems to be a bit more concise in her response, simply telling God, "Yes, I was deceived, and yes, I ate the fruit." Unlike Adam, she doesn't try to throw her spouse under the bus, and appears to take responsibility for her actions, telling God exactly that which happened. He also establishes a wedge between man and serpents, saying that man will be there to crush the head of snakes, and snakes will be there to strike the heel of man. In this, the two can never truly coexist, and through this, both man and snakes become mortal enemies that will never quite see eye to eye. To Eve, God punishes her by saying, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labour you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." Here we of course learn that due to Eve's betrayal, childbirth becomes an utter ordeal. It certainly seems like an extreme punishment for having been deceived by the serpent, in that all women who follow after Eve now have to experience perhaps the greatest pain on earth in order to reproduce. Both the serpent and Adam get off relatively easy compared to Eve, whereby the serpent is cursed to merely crawl on its stomach, and that Adam is cursed to have to work for his own food. Eve is also punished in that her desires as a human are taken away from her, and she is then forced to be ruled by Adam. So not only does Eve receive the utmost agony in giving birth, but she's also pretty much denounced as a slave for Adam.
And that's where y'all beef is. Y'all beef is with that. Y'all beef with another woman. Y'all beef not with us. Anyway you put it, y'all gotta go dig up Eve and shit. Go dig Eve up and kick her one time, cause that's who y'all beef with. Y'all beef not with man. I mean, y'all beef now. Y'all wasting y'all time trying to beef with us. Y'all not gonna convince the real men, the men that y'all search up, not the men that's in your inbox. The men that's in your inbox, they fall for anything, bro. Your mama raised them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want you, but I also don't want other people to want you, and I don't want you to want other people. I don't know. So that's why a lot of MJ fans really don't like her, you know. Ugh. So as far as her relationships, because that ended. So Robert Ellis Silverstein and Diana, once they started dating.
You wrong. Satan is a woman, and I could prove that. So don't play with me, bro. Let's not get. That's not what we talking about right now here, though. I just gave her an analogy, and it is a fact that that serpent was a woman. That serpent was a Lilith. That serpent was already in that garden before. The only person that was in that garden was Adam's first wife. But that's not why we here now. You know what I mean? And again, you can believe whatever you want. I'm not here. I'm not here to get you to believe me. So I don't, because I know that's what y'all like to do. Y'all like to waste a lot of time and argue and cause these distract yourself with debates. I don't give a fuck what you believe in, sir. Do your results reflect in what you believe in? So do you have what it takes to help us build here? You know what I mean? If you do, got some resources because of the blessings you get from believing in what you believe in, then okay, believe in that. You know what I mean? Fuck, I'm gonna believe in what I believe in because I'm winning. And if I'm wrong, then I wouldn't have what I have. So, you know what I mean? Believe what you want to believe, son. You know what I mean? The truth will set us free, right?
In November 1970. They married on January 1971. So they did end up getting divorced in March 1977. And the couple had 2 daughters, Tracee Ellis Ross. I love her a lot. Her birthday is the day before mine. She has the same birthday as my best friend also. So Tracee, we sisters here, okay? But so in 1985, Arne Nayez Jr. and Diane Ross began dating. They married on February 1986, but divorced in 2000 after it was discovered that Nayez had another child with a Norwegian woman. But she had 2 children with him, Ross Arne and Evan Olav. So now let's talk about her and Gene Simmons and Cher, okay? It seems that when Ross and Simmons started dating, let's say that Gene Simmons was already dating Cher, right? Simmons' relationships.
Wow, bro. So she just committed adultery. Yeah, the generational curse is crazy. You be a fool to lock in with Tracee. You be a fool to lock in with Tracee, bro.
With another famous musician, Cher, ended. And I did a breakdown for Cher. She has one of the most interesting lives. Please check out that video. You will not be disappointed. Fashion icon. I love Cher, okay? So Simmons said that his relationship with Cher kind of ended in 1979 when the singer told him to ask her friend Diana Ross what to get her for Christmas. So to catch you up to speed, Diana Ross and Cher were very good friends. So good of friends that Cher trusted Gene to go and ask Diana for what to get her for Christmas because he was like, I don't know what to get Cher. So, well, just go ask my good girlfriend Diana. Okay, just keep that in mind. So Diana Ross and Gene Simmons dated from 1980 to 1983, and they broke up after being caught in a love triangle. So this is what Gene says. This is how it happened in his mind. He said, I remember coming in and immediately thinking 2 things about her. First, that she was very sensual, and second, that she was in a firm control of her career. And Simmons went on to write, while we were talking, she made me coffee and then she offered me a piece of chocolate cake. I inhaled it so quickly that she offered me a second piece, and that went away too. The 2 hit it off immediately, bonding over their shared love of racquetball. We didn't give it much thought, and I'm not sure either of us had any hidden agenda. But it became clear pretty quickly that something was happening, Simmons said. According to People, Cher remained friendly with both Simmons and Ross following the split and even attended a Kiss rehearsal with Ross in 1980. She's turned into our biggest fan, Simmons told the outlets. But this is why I like Cher, because she handled it very gracefully and wasn't problematic about it. She was just like, whatever, and then moved on herself. I want you guys to comment your thoughts about that. I was kind of, like, oh, wow, this is crazy.
Damn, she was in a love triangle at that, yo. So, you know what I mean? That's where I see Tracee Ellis. That's where I see Tracee Ellis going. She going to lesbianism, yo. She about a half a step away from lesbianism.
Easy, but this does not take away from Diana Ross legend, okay? I have my whole Diana Ross playlist, okay? The big curly hair, such an inspiration. Her makeup, she is a stunning woman, and she's, to me, aged gracefully, looking even more stunning, okay? Diana Ross, though, towards now, as we get closer to more modern times, She did end up entering a Malibu's Promise Treatment Center in May 2002 for treatments for, substance use, alcoholism, and other chemical dependencies. And what they did was like educational lectures, relapse prevention skills, group therapy sessions, and therapy, and this was according to CNN. And her publicist, Paul Bloch, said Ross was at Promises to clear up some personal issues because she wants to be in great shape for her family and fans. And in August, she canceled her summer concert tour per ABC News. So Ross was also arrested for DUI in Tucson, Arizona in December, and a breathalyzer test showed she had a blood alcohol level of 0.2, more than twice the state's legal limit of 0.08, and higher than the 0.15 mark for extreme DUI, according to Today. She was convicted of DUI and sentenced to 2 days in jail, which she served at the Greenwich Police Department in Connecticut. And since then, she's been out of the spotlight. We haven't really heard much about her, but she is still a legend. I know all of these things are shocking with her Michael thing. That did really shock me, and then I kind of understood later. But I was like, wow, the articles that were written, Michael Jackson fans are something serious. They do not play about Michael. But comment below your thoughts. What did you find most interesting? I'm very curious to know.
That's a whole fact, guys. I want to know. I want to know what y'all think, guys. But listen, we're going to save the question and answer for the Brutally Honest Goodbread channel. You know what I mean, guys? Can somebody please drop the link to the Brutally Honest Goodbread channel? Because that's where we're about to continue and finish this live. Those of us that's over here at the Mr.Goodbread reaction channel, and the title read, "This is why Tracee Ellis Ross will die alone." We're about to end the show right now, guys. All right, we're about to end the show, and it's been real. It's been live. If you want to continue, we got a couple more minutes left on the show. We can go to Brutally Honest, but we're about to end it up over here, all right, guys? So I'll check y'all later, guys. 100. Wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly.
Truth makes those who are guilty of having deceived the people feel uneasy because they know the truth uncovers a lie and destroys it. Again, there are those who have always feared that someone would come along that black folk would really listen to, that they didn't control. And that would mean possibly the unification of the masses of black people, and this, some fear, as a sign of